The FBI tells us that in any given year, as many as 300 children under the age of 5 are murdered by a parent. That's nearly one every day. But when a mother in Florida was accused of murdering her 2-year-old daughter, that one case became a sensation on cable television. It seemed everyone had an opinion. But in the only opinion that matters, a jury in Orlando today found Caylee Anthony not guilty, convicting her only on 4 relatively minor charges of lying to the police. Troy Roberts is at the courthouse.
Good evening, Scott. The moments leading up to the reading of the verdict today were incredibly tense, especially for the 25-year-old defendant, Caylee Anthony.
A jury of your peers having found you not guilty, murder in the first degree.
The verdict caused an immediate and emotional response from 25-year-old Caylee Anthony and her defense team, and left prosecutors stunned. On the 7 charges before the jury, Anthony was found not guilty of first-degree murder and the 2 others related to the killing of her infant daughter, Caylee. She was found guilty of 4 misdemeanor counts of lying to the police. After exchanging hugs, Caylee's defense attorney, Jose Baez, spoke of the tragedy that led to the 6-week trial.
While we're happy for Caylee, there are no winners in this case. Caylee has passed on far, far too soon.
No members of the jury were willing to speak to the press. But even after the verdict, prosecutors stood by the case they presented.
We're disappointed with the verdict today and surprised because we know the facts and we put in absolutely every piece of evidence that existed.
It's been a story that has captivated the media and much of the nation. It was in 2008. 2-year-old Caylee Anthony disappeared from her Florida home. Almost 6 months later, her skeletal remains were found in 2 plastic bags dumped in the woods, walking distance from the home where she had lived with her grandparents and her mother, Caylee Anthony. Prosecutors said there was duct tape placed on Caylee Anthony's mouth and nose, but none of her mother's fingerprints or DNA was on the tape. The medical examiner never determined the cause of Caylee Anthony's death, but did rule it a homicide.
The fact that it's tossed in a field to rot in bags is a clear indication that the body was trying to be hidden.
Prosecutors focus on Caylee Anthony as the murderer. She did not tell anyone that her daughter was missing for a month, and during that time, she spent her nights partying.
She never was missing.
Anthony originally claimed her daughter was kidnapped by a nanny who did not exist. At trial, Anthony's story changed. Her defense team claimed the 2-year-old accidentally drowned in the family's swimming pool, and that George Anthony, Caylee's grandfather, moved the body into the woods, an accusation he denied. 11 hours of jury deliberations put an end to what had become a media circus. People lined up for hours to get seats, and at local restaurants today watched intensely as the verdict was read.
I'm in shock. I don't know what trial they were in.
Caylee Anthony will return to court on Thursday for a hearing on the misdemeanor charges. Those 4 charges, each count, carry a year in jail. So many believe that the judge will sentence her to time served.
Troy, thank you very much. CBS News will have more on the Caylee Anthony case on a special edition of 48 Hours Caylee Anthony Judgment Day tonight at 10, 9 Central here on CBS.